What's up, uprightians? Welcome to my garage, my little garage gym with my little workout buddy for the next probably 18 years and hopefully no more than that. The Sea Dog. So Sea Dog is going to be my workout partner today because I want to show you things you can do to still move your body, improve your hip mobility, improve your overall strength and movement capacity, even when you've got a kid. So today's video is going to be pretty run and gun. So I'm just going to have you join me while I'm exercising with this little guy. So one of the big things that I've noticed with my wife since pregnancy and that I've seen with clients as well is giving birth to a kid really does something to your hips. Like the muscles of your hips get pretty weak. So one thing that I like to do as a dad who's sitting and doing formula feeding and whatnot sometimes and just trying to get this guy to sleep is work on hamstring flexibility and control, hamstring strength and control. So when I'm playing with this guy, what I can do is just kind of leave him right here on the ground where he can just look at me. And I can work on my hip hinge. So with the hip hinge, I can work on different levels of knee bend here. So if I bend my knees more, I'll tend to get more activity up near my glutes and I'll get a little more stretch. I'm basically just looking for anything that gets my attention. So if you start to go into your hip hinge and you just feel like, oh, I don't know, I feel something weird here, that's fine. That's what you want to pay attention to and let your hamstrings just ease up and learn how to control that position. So he's being really good today. I can just stay here, I can work on some hip hinges, go down and up. And every time I come down, it's like something crazy's happening with this little guy, right? I could bend my knees more, right? And then come down. I could work it like a squat. So this is another little fun thing I can do. I can hip hinge, down, squat, up, hip hinge, cut my head off, down, squat, right? So this is a really simple way to get in some hip mobility work and hip strength work while you are entertaining your child. Now, when your legs get tired from doing this, maybe you've done 15, maybe you've done 20, maybe you only did 3, then you can transition into doing something for your upper body and for your arms. So for example, Sea Dog, what we can do is just come right on either side of this guy. Hey buddy, hey buddy. And you could work on push-ups. So let's say, oh, you don't like push-ups, huh? So let's say, you are pretty tired, your arms aren't too strong, but you want to start working on push-ups. Well, you could do it on your knees, right? And you can just start working on coming down like so and not crushing your baby, right? So you can just use your baby as the little stopping point. Do this nice and slow and controlled. Get a little tummy to tummy time. Boom. A little bonding time. You can even kiss your baby when you're doing it. And if you want to make it harder, of course, you could do this as a real push-up. So if you want to do this as a real push-up, it's the same hand position, right, buddy? Yeah, same hand position. You can kick your other stuff out of the way. Right? And then you can come down into a push-up, again, using your little guy or gal as a stopper, right? So it's fun. It's fun for your baby. It's fun for you. You can adjust your head position relative to them. Again, get 13, 14 kisses, something like that. Assuming your baby likes affection. If your baby doesn't like affection, then forget about it. Okay, so then you've done something for your arms there in terms of pushing and pressing. You've done something for your lower body in terms of hip hinging and squatting. If you want to just keep things simple for you because you've got a million things going on in your mind, that's fine. Just do those 2 exercises, rest a little bit, tickle the little thing, relax, and then go right back into that exercise. So then you're going back into the hip hinge, back into the squat, up. Hello, buddy. Back up like that. If I want to do this hip hinge as more of a stretch and I want to explore stuff with my hip mobility, I can also just go into like a spread foot position and search around, see what my hamstrings like, see what my adductors like and don't like. All this is happening right here above the baby. And the baby enjoys being played with, right? He just wants to be a part, he just wants to see. If I want to explore even more strength, I can use the baby. So I could just pick him up like that, put him back down, pick him up, put him back down. Right, super safe, easy, helps build some strength in the hamstrings and in the back. When you're doing any kind of hip hinging, you just want to make sure that your spine stays straight. So I'll show you with this little guy hugged to my chest. If I go, I'm going to do this kneeling. If I do a hip hinge, you're going to see I don't let my spine lose its neutrality, meaning I don't do this with my spine, mostly that, and I don't go super arched in my low back. I want to keep it in a neutral position as I hinge the entire time, trying to feel the glutes and the hamstrings working. This, by the way, is a perfectly good option if you need another regression or just another variation to keep things interesting for yourself. You can just do these where you sit on your heels and come back up. Okay, so we've already got our hinge, our squat, our push-up. We've got our little mini knee squats and hinges. And then we can work a little bit more on shoulder stability. Oh no, not the shoulder stability. And ab strength, right? So simple, very simple. You can just do a little side plank on your knees and just be hovering. I know I hate abs too. I know. So you just hang out like this. You work the sides of your abs, you work some shoulder stability, hang out here, set a timer for like 30 seconds, something like that, even a minute, 2 minutes if you're really bored. I'm sure you're not bored. And then you can switch sides. So you can do it on the other side. Yeah, okay, so we are into the next exercise. So sometimes you have to calm down the baby, and this has surprisingly proven to be pretty helpful. So this is both, this position anyway can be used for a couple different options for you. So one option is to use it as a shoulder blade stabilization exercise. So you've got your baby in the lap, hands behind you like this, and then you're just pushing the chest up by pushing into the floor with your arms and your hands, right? So I push and my chest stays up. Now, if this is difficult, that's fine. You can just hold this position for 30 to 60 seconds and get used to that shoulder blade retraction position. So you're just gonna hold that, feel the muscles between your shoulder blades and below your shoulder blades, pulling your shoulders down. So that's one thing to do. Now, if you wanna make it harder, you can start to lift up your butt, okay? Obviously, you need to make sure your baby is balanced appropriately, but you just come up like that, you have a little bit of weight that forces your glutes to work a little bit harder, and the baby likes going along for the ride. And while you're here, you're gonna get a bit of a stretch through the front of your shoulders, your biceps a lot. For a lot of people are where they're gonna feel this, right? You could play with this and turn this more into a shoulder stretch, right? Into that bicep stretch by shifting your weight forward, right? You could turn this more into a glute-centric exercise by really squeezing the glutes and focusing on getting your butt up high, feeling the glute squeeze, and then maintaining that position, okay? Another option you have here is to actually just turn this into a normal bridge butt exercise. So you could just lie down flat here and then up you go using your dead weight / baby workout partner, right? Sea dog, workout partner. And then you can do bridges, whee, right? And you can tell he's nice and calm. He's no longer crying like he was a second ago because he's participating and getting some exercise. If you want to do the advanced version, you can just go ahead and turn this into a single leg, right? And just work one glute, then work the other glute, get some fatigue, boom. Done with that one. And then a final option from this position, this is just a magical starting position for baby exercises, is an L sit. So you can keep your hands there on the floor, lift your legs up, point your toes, make them look beautiful, and just hang out there. You're looking to get ab engagement here. If you want, you could lift your hands and just hang out. YMCA. Hey buddy, oops, almost dropped you. Okay, you could do it with bent knees if you want to change the stimulus. It does tend to make it a little harder in some ways and a little easier in other ways. So you just hang out like that, and you have yourself another little hip flexor ab exercise. All right guys, thank you, Seed Dog. You did so well on that. So there's a couple ideas that you can use while you're exercising with your baby. In terms of sets and reps, look, let's be honest. You don't have that much time to be thinking about exactly how many of what you're gonna be doing. If it works for you to set like a certain number of sets and reps, then I generally think doing 2 to 3 sets is the easiest to remember and just get through without getting too bored. It's also realistic given the changing demands of your baby. In terms of reps, right, and how long you hold things, I find it really convenient to just try to make things as simple as possible. So a lot of times I'll set my timer for like 40 seconds, 30 seconds, and just do an exercise for 30 seconds. Oh no! And then I'll switch to the next exercise. Or I'll just say, you know what, I'm gonna do 30 seconds of every single exercise, and then I'll just keep rotating through. So sometimes I'll just pick 2 exercises and then just go back to back. Sometimes I'll pick 3, go through that whole circuit, and that just makes sure that my body is getting some movement, some challenge in a variety of ways, even though I'm stuck in a room or in the garage taking care of a crying baby, huh buddy? So I hope this video helps you out. I hope it gives you a little inspiration, some ideas, so that you can keep exercising even when you've got a crying baby. Now you can actually see what it takes, right? I'm just keeping him quiet, keeping him quiet. Okay, so hopefully this does inspire you and you get some good ideas. If you found this video helpful, be sure to drop me a comment and a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and consider making a $1 pledge on Patreon to get this guy some new workout outfits, huh? Seed Dog wants some more outfits because he's tired of looking like a fox. Yeah. All right, guys, take care, and remember that pain sucks. Life shouldn't. Your voice is super low, man. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Oh, you're sliding off, buddy. You're sliding off, buddy. You're sliding off, buddy. You're sliding off, buddy. Okay, gotcha.